once your canvas is dry, or 99% dry, what you'll need to do, get a roll of paper towels. You don't really need a lot of paper towels to do this next step. I mean, when we did this painting, I think I had a class of 20, and we only used like half a roll of paper towels for the whole class. So just rip yourself off a few pieces of paper towel. I've just got the small ones. And we're going to need a dark brown color for this. Now if you wanted to do a lighter color, like if you did like a blue background and you want to do like a white modeling, you can do that. I like the dark colors and the warm, the reds, the browns for this. I just like the way it looks. So what you'll need is to crumple up. I've got one paper towel here. I crumpled it all up, uncrumple it, crumple it back up, just make it nice and crinkly. And now on the same paper plate, I've got this stuff's mostly dried here, so I'm just gonna put paint right over top of here. I'm just gonna put brown and black. Now not a ton of black, I want a dark brown, but I don't want it almost black. I just want dark brown, so a little bit of black. I'm just going to take any old brush and mix that all up. It's okay if it gets a little of that red in it. It's not going to hurt anything. Actually, I'm going to scoop some of this brown over here. That's pretty brown, or pretty dark. We'll see how that goes on. Alright, what you want to do, before I rinse that brush, kind of want to spread that paint out just a little bit. Give yourself, we don't want too thick of a pile, we kind of want it spread out, thin it out just a little bit so that when we put our paper towel in it, we don't have giant globs on it. Where's my, there it is. Alright, my crumpled up paper towel. I'm just going to take it and I'm going to dab into that brown paint. And so I've just got kind of little bits of brown all throughout the paper towel. Set the paper towel down, or the plate down. Not the paper towel, we're holding that. I'm going to start up in here in the corner, and I'm just going to gently start tapping. And as the paint starts coming off, you can tap a little harder. And then just keep tapping over and blending that all, or pressing that all onto the canvas and softening it. Now if you've got spots on your canvas that aren't quite dry yet, you might want to avoid those spots just as you're going, because it may start to lift this background color off of the canvas if you're not careful. So if you've got any spots that are still quite wet, just watch out for those. And if they do start lifting, stop and leave that spot alone and move on to a different spot. Now I like to occasionally re-crumple my paper towel and just do the same thing. Dip, kind of dab it around. And see, just got some spots there of paint. Starting in the other corner here. Just kind of working around. I start really gently and then I press harder as I go. And if you're using an easel and you're not doing this flat on the table, you really gotta hold on to that canvas while you're tapping this, or it's gonna walk away from you. So we're gonna want to plan where we're gonna put our 3 sunflowers. And we want to make sure to keep in mind when we put these in here that you want to have enough space for the petals all the way around, because sometimes you get putting the centers in, because that's what we're going to do first is we'll sketch where the centers are going to go and their stems, and then we'll paint in the petals. And if you have a center too high up, you go to paint the petal and it's going to come right off the canvas. I mean, it's okay if that happens, it's not the end of the world, but we're going to try to plan so that the petals don't go off the canvas. I'm going to use a piece of charcoal. If you're feeling brave and you don't think you really need to plan out where you're going to put them, that's fine too. You can just skip ahead and start painting. I think we're going to go ahead and plan out, let's see, I'm going to start with one right in the center here. And all I'm going to do is I'm sketching the center of the flower, right where all the seeds are. And it's going to be, because I'm going to have it angled so that the flower's facing this way. And I'm going to have one up here where the flower's facing like this, and then I'm going to have one over here where the flower's facing us. So, brown on my hand still. So this one up here, I'm going to have to be very careful with it, not to have it so the petals are going right off the canvas. And these don't have to be pointy tops, that's just how I sketch. And we'll do our one that's facing us right in here. Yeah. All right. And then our stems are going to come right out of the middle and down, just like that. They don't all have to come together. If you want some coming, if you want to make this go down this way and this one go over this way, just like that, go ahead and do that. If you're planning to put like a vase or something here, I'm not going to do that, but if you wanted to do that, you could have them all going straight into the one point. We've got that planned out now. Got a good idea of where we're going with it. And we've got our flowers spread out enough so that the petals aren't going to be really overlapping each other too much. It's okay if they overlap a little. They probably will a little bit, but for simplicity's sake, we're going to try not to overlap them too much, because then gets a little more complicated when you're trying to figure out, okay, what's on top, what's on bottom, do we need shading behind this? So we'll just try and keep it simple. So to start off, we're going to put the brown centers in. If you would rather start putting the green stems in, you can. I usually start with the centers though. And for that, you're going to need, I usually use a chip brush, a 1-inch chip brush for this. If you have like a number 8 or number 10 hog hair long-handled brush, you can use that too, just the flat brush. I'm going to use this later for the little white highlights in the center, so you will probably want it later anyway. And to make that center, actually, we can use very similar to this color we've got going in here. I'm going to add just a little bit more black. It's the same brown we used to do the modeling. I'm just going to add a touch more black. Not a lot. I want a nice dark, dark brown. All right. I'm just going to kind of paint booger. We're just filling that in with color. steal some of that black up there. There we go. I can paint a circle much better than I can draw one. I don't know about you. I have people in my classes who say, oh, I don't know if I'm going to be able to paint this. I can barely draw a stick figure. I always tell them, I can't really draw that great either. I can paint fine, but I can paint a straight line, just don't ask me to draw one. I really hope you enjoy this painting, and if you want to continue doing paintings with me, hit that subscribe button and you can keep up with me. Thanks.